Welcome to the Women Are podcast, where we resist, persist, and feminist around a lot. I am Smriti Shrestha.
And I am Darshana Chand, and we are your curators for the Woman Up podcast series. We're really excited to hop on this journey of our podcasting with you guys. So, on today's first episode, we are going to have a conversation on a very important issue. But before that, since it's our first ever podcast, we'd like to start on a really light and fun note. So, me and Shmiti, we're going to listen to some music on Yoto Nepali songs. So, we're really excited to see what goes ahead. So, maybe please have the music.
आमा भन्दा छोरी तरुनी ठिकै भन्यो नि हैन भाइ गल्ती भयो उल्टो पर्यो नि अनि के हो त छोरी भन्दा आमा तरुनी लिपस्टिक पाउडरले लान्छ क्या र घुमाउन दिलके ड्राइभरले छोरी भन्दा आमा तरुनी लिपस्टिक पाउडरले लान्छ क्या र घुमाउन दिलके ड्राइभरले
प्रतीकलाई गरेर सोधेँ मैले यार त्यो केटी लास्ट मन पर्यो पट्टाइदियो क्या हो प्रतीकले यसो तलदेखि माथि हेरेर भन्यो पट्टाइदेन त आखिर घाँटीभन्दा तल त राम्री नै छ घाँटीभन्दा तल त राम्री नै छ
कहिले गोरी मन पर्यो कहिले काली मन पर्यो कहिले गोरी मन पर्यो कहिले काली मन पर्यो ससुराली टेकेपछि साली मन पर्यो ए ससुरा बा मलाई साली मन पर्यो लौन ससुरा बा मलाई साली मन पर्यो
औलतको बढी चेरे पल्ला घरकी छोरी औलतको बढी चेरे पल्ला घरकी छोरी सागुरिएको छ रे उसले लाउने चोली गौभरी हल्ला भो
घरैमा सल्ला भो बिहा गर्ने मेरो
माया यो छिटो डर मानेर बस्दैन भाग्दै दुलो बस्दैन हातै समय तानौला बिरतीले तिमीलाई तानौला
तिर्खामा लाग्यो पसिना छुट्यो तन्केले बुझाउनी तिर्खामा लाग्यो पसिना छुट्यो तन्केले बुझाउनी
ल्याइदिउला मिनरलको पानी हजुर हौ रानी हजुर ल्याइदिउला चोखो पियारा
गल्ली गल्ली कपाल तिम्रो चौरी पर्या गला तिम्रो चौरी पर्या गला बुढेसकालमा पछिलाई छोके हो तिम्रो चाला के हो तिम्रो चाला मत तारुनो लक्का जवाना तिमी अर्कैको चिया बना
काले दाइले लगाएको काले इष्टकोट काले दाइले लगाएको काले इष्टकोट हाँस्दा नि नाच्दा पनि देखिँदैन खोटो ठुङ ठुङ छ त्यहाँ खाले अङ्ग सानी 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 कस्तो बेइमानी मानी मानी काले दाइ काले दाइ काले काले दाइ काले दाइ काले दाइ काले दाइ काले काले दाइ काले दाइ छुनलाई होइन हेर्न चाहिँ पाइन्छ छुनलाई होइन हेर्न चाहिँ पाइन्छ आँखालाई सेक्न जति नि पाइन्छ
Misogyny and sexism coming from a place of like source of entertainment is quite unbelievable जस्तो चाहिँ मलाई लाग्यो के because in the name of source of entertainment हुन्छ नि like they are literally अब के भन्ने sexualizing women, they are objectifying women अनि त्यसपछि they are dehumanizing women in the name of source of entertainment okay which is kind of sad तर त्यो भिडियोहरु हेर्दा चाहिँ मलाई एकदम फन्नी पनि लागेको थियो के considering or given the perspective of people who like wrote that song and who like sang those songs, and who like हुन्छ नि wanted to like wanted to भन्दा नि who performed in those songs. It's really questionable जस्तो चाहिँ मलाई लाग्यो personally. Interesting. I didn't know त्यस्तो छ भनेर, तर it's quite interesting.
मलाई नि त्यस्तै हो सेम बिकज I think त्यो एउटा recurring pattern पनि notice हुन्छ कि त्यसमा like with constant same actors on the screen होइन playing त्यस्तै गीतहरूमा नै म्युजिक भिडियोजहरू खेलिरहेको or be it like off screenमा चाहिँ लिरिसिस्टहरू होइन आई थिङ्क त्यो रिपिटेटिभ प्याटर्न पनि एउटै छ कि एन्ड somehow or the other of course like अब यो गीतहरू सुन्दाखेरि होइन it's already very occurring to us in a way or the other sexist beyond not understanding the idea of consent and the objectification of women यो सबै कुराहरू यिनीहरूले इन्भल्भ गरिरहेको छ नि त but on the other hand it's also more about the kind of artists that are हुन्छ नि into playing all of these thingsहरू के अनि I also feel like यो चाहिँ it's not just about एउटा backgroundमा backdropमा बसेर चाहिँ को मान्छेले चाहिँ यो गीत लेखिरहेको भन्दा पनि I think it's also a responsibility of every single person involved into making that के because like अब we all know होइन एउटा गीत बनाउनलाई it definitely takes a village होइन so यही कुराकानी गर्दा गर्दै चाहिँ आर्टिस्टहरूको कुरा गर्दा गर्दै चाहिँ होइन ठ्याक्क काठमाडौँ पोस्टमा चाहिँ मैले चाहिँ एउटा आर्टिकल पढेको थिएँ आफ्टर यो घाँटीभन्दा तल गीत रिलिज भइसकेपछि चाहिँ काठमाडौँ पोस्ट रिलिज एन आर्टिकल अनि त्यसमा चाहिँ it's a very nice article होइन त्यसमा चाहिँ they had a section कि रिमा विश्वकर्माको एउटा पर्टिकुलर सेक्सन जहाँ चाहिँ she says कि घाँटीभन्दा तल गीत चाहिँ मलाई सेक्सिस्ट लागेन अरे के because it's more about art यो मेरो आर्ट हो म एउटा आर्टिस्ट हो अनि त्यो मेरो जब हो so I did it मलाई सेक्सिस्ट लागेन मेरो काम हो भनेर चाहिँ भन्नुभयो के but I also think कि on that note हामी as artists we also have to be able to separate art from what is obscene or we have to be able to separate entertainment from के offensive हुन जान्छ भन्ने कुराहरू होइन अनि she as a female artist to not even acknowledge कि त्यो चाहिँ sexist छैन and it's just a part of her job भन्ने चाहिँ I think on a personal note मलाई चाहिँ त्यस्तो खासै हुन्छ नि मलाई चाहिँ चित्त बुझेन कि and I also feel like जब हामी चाहिँ lyricistहरू हुन्छ नि who probably out of these 10 songs that are highly एकदमै धेरै male lyricists okay so while we're blaming certain lyricists for writing a very sexist song I don't think the performance by Reema Bishwokarma or Alisha Rai or Indira Joshi singing a song like Gujre Ko Choti doesn't go unnoticed okay so to move your point Mati what do you think like female artists are they doing enough to stop your sexism from actually happening in the industry or uहाँहरूको roles contributions कस्तो छ or के हो कसो हुनु in the future guys so what are the possible steps they could take
so अब मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ भन्दाखेरि हैन music as a form of art as a form of expression is such a valid thing हैन it is like a form of expression and art तर अब यो चाहिँ एउटा हुन्छ नि like and people are free to like make any kind of music that they want to or like act in any kind of music video that they want to हैन तर के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि so I was looking into this research जहाँ चाहिँ के थियो भन्दाखेरि International Business Times research मा चाहिँ के भनेको थियो भन्दाखेरि since 1960 चाहिँ Billboard को top 100 list मा चाहिँ यो जुन चाहिँ हाम्रो sex related रेफरेन्स लिएर चाहिँ म्युजिक भिडियोहरू बनाउने जुन चाहिँ एउटा प्याटर्न हुन्छ नि त्यो चाहिँ एकदमै नै इन्हान्स भएको थियो अरे के सिन्स 1960s हैन अनि अब वी डु नट से दैट म्युजिक भिडियोमा चाहिँ सेक्सुअल रेफरेन्स ओर टकिङ अबाउट सेक्स ओर एनीथिङ एज सच भनेको चाहिँ हुनु हुँदैन इज रङ भनेर चाहिँ होइन बिकज लाइक इट्स अ फ्रीडम अफ एक्सप्रेसन हैन जसरी रिमा विश्वकर्माजीले भन्नुभयो तर you know like these constant exposure to undisguised sexism ले चाहिँ के गर्छ भन्दाखेरि will make us desensitized to हुन्छ नि sexism in general जस्तो चाहिँ मलाई लाग्छ के because we do not even recognize कि ल यसले चाहिँ हुन्छ नि like this for a fact is you know like propelling sexism in some or the other way भन्ने कुरा नै unnoticed हुन गइदिन्छ के which is like I think which is what is happening in the present context okay? In the name of freedom and expression जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई but then of course like it's अब मान्छेहरुको personal choice को कुरा पनि आउँछ हैन like it so much has to do with people's like personal obligation अनि moral ethic को कुराहरु पनि आउँछ हैन यसमा for instance like अब me thinking a particular thing might be sexist हुन्छ नि might not be sexist to another person okay so it all comes down to to the platform of subjectivity जस्तो चाहिँ मलाई लाग्छ कि in terms of like Reema Bishwokarma saying कि I do not find the song हुन्छ नि like subjective भनेर मलाई चाहिँ त्यस्तो लाग्छ हैन अनि so yes it more has to do with their choice that they also have to be aware about their personal obligation, that is like understanding the negative impact of these songs in the audience. I know that is like bound to happen, from like body issues to negative psychological impacts to everything. Tara, again, like a personal choice भन्छु म चाहिँ.
I think यो subjectivity को कुरामा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ I highly agree to like about the idea of subjectivity. I think even from my personal experience, I've had situations that are a conflicting situation, conflicting state of mind on whether to actually consider this thing sexist or to see it from another perspective and see it as something reflective of the culture we're into. Like I read this somewhere and I really liked it. Just like culture produces industry ले पनि एउटा culture produce गर्छ के. So it's a cycle नि त हैन. अनि I also think that in a lot of context चाहिँ यो same कुराहरु चाहिँ is a reflection of what happens in the smaller communities के. अनि अब यो songs about sexual assault, songs about violence against women, objectification of women हैन. कति धेरै contextहरुमा चाहिँ I also believe that just like कति धेरै communities मा हुन्छ नि त हैन, where men are not able to hold their power position economically or in based on any other forms of strength they're likely to use biological strength, okay? Like beating up a woman and establishing a sense of respect in front of usko wife or usko all family members. So for a lot of communities that is the actual norm. And I also think these are some kind of things that get reflected in songs a lot many times. Okay? So I also think about it in a way that this can't be used as an excuse to keep tolerating these kind of songs. Since you're the rampant rate, higher audience reach out. We cannot do that. And I think it's a conflicting situation. But I really believe that content or context content context but that shouldn't be used as an excuse again. Okay? And I also believe that sexism spread there are a lot of reasons. Okay? Like in songs, generally songs like if we start from why it's because maybe the music industry in Nepal demands so like the hardcore materials materials because that is sellable, because the consumers want it, because the music industry is actually there to make some money and they'll only promote this kind of songs and because of larger gender relations, okay? Because it's patriarchal hegemonic masculinity is based upon like using force, using like biological strength in order to control a woman, or even cases it's just almost stereotyping even like gay people are like not considering them as men and particularly superiority, like inferior masculinity I think these large gender relations also play an important role. And like coming back, it's also the kind of neighborhood communities that we come from. Okay? And eventually I think it leads to and I think it's really sad in that way, but also its effects intensify, amplified. Like you mentioned before, our body image issues issues create. And more often, I think even the kind of music videos that are created. We're not only having problem with the lyrics or the artist like performing, but music video in general like toxic at a lot of levels. So like, what do you think about like what do you think about these 10 music videos?
It's like 10 music videos like we saw earlier. It's unbelievable because like I said earlier, I was aware of the songs and the lyrics, but I was not aware of the music video, which in itself was, I think, kind of questionable as the like in mirror perspective at the time, like looking at that from an audience or someone who is aware about these all kind of things prevailing that cause negative impact on an audience. So to your perspective, I found it very questionable. And also like, we are the consumers, okay? And just because like we do not buy these kinds of songs does not mean ki we do not accept it, okay? Because like listening to these songs and especially dancing to these songs also in some or the other way might mean like accepting the songs, okay? अब हामीले चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि होइन, we as consumers we should not we not only we as consumers, anyone who is like related to these songs in some or the other way, should not use it's just a song bhanera just should not use that as a defense mechanism, okay? Because that does not justify the discrepancy between what we hear, what is like a source of information, sorry, source of entertainment, and what is like wrong or like what is right or wrong भन्ने कुरा के. Because यहाँनिर चाहिँ subjectivity को कुरा चाहिँ एकदमै नै म्याटर गर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई, किन भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ होइन, subjectivity in a sense is of course like me figuring out कि one song might be sexist and the other song might not be sexist, whereas अर्को मान्छेको लागि चाहिँ the other song might be sexist and the one that I might find sexist won't be sexist, होइन? तर you cannot just like what is wrong, होइन, is bound to be wrong, okay? Subjectivity cannot just because you have the freedom of subjectivity does not mean कि the wrong is not wrong भनेर चाहिँ त्यो चाहिँ गर्न मिल्दैन जस्तो चाहिँ मलाई लाग्छ.
Totally agree to that, होइन? अब एउटा subjective notion भयो त्यो हुँदैन, होइन? तर त्यही हो कि फेरि if it was so easy for every single person to understand or even identify कि यो कुरा sexist हो, हुन्छ नि, यो कुरा चाहिँ is influenced by patriarchy त्यस्तो भन्ने कुरा सबैमा बुझ्ने त्यो ability, त्यो conscience, किनभने कति times हामीलाई थाहा हुँदा पनि we try to act like त्यो reality होइन भन्ने कुराहरू छ नि त, होइन? So if it had been so easy, हामी कति धेरैजना हुन्छ नि feminist हुन्थ्यो होला, होइन? कति धेरै there would not be as much feminist hating as it exists in today's world, okay? But it's all about the perception at the end of the day. And अब यही subjectivity को कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ I think there's also been Rogers भन्ने एकजना female researcher ले चाहिँ 2013 मा चाहिँ she's also a fun fact, she's also like taken out a list of points, होइन, जसले चाहिँ determine गर्छ कि कुन song चाहिँ sexist हुन्छ भनेर के. So if a song contains any one of these 9 components, होइन, जसमा चाहिँ अब objectification, stalking को कुराहरूदेखि लिएर अनि त्यसपछि यो masculinity, toxic masculinity को कुराहरूदेखि लिएर, there are a lot of things that are into it, होइन, यो componentsहरूमा चाहिँ. If यो 9वटा things, यो 9वटा componentsलाई चाहिँ encompass गर्छ भने चाहिँ त्यो song चाहिँ sexist हुन्छ भनेर चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ like framework चाहिँ निकाल्नु भएको रहेछ, which is commendable, होइन, amazing for somebody to have done that. And I think त्यो पनि हाम्रो लागि एउटा हुन्छ नि reference गर्ने, or when we're thinking of calling these kind of songs out in the future, होइन, एउटा reference गर्नको लागि चाहिँ we have a certain research done on that, we have somebody who's हुन्छ नि studied enough about that भन्ने कुराहरू छ, होइन. अनि I also feel like हुन्छ नि almost like coming to the almost end of this conversation, होइन, अब हामी यति धेरै कुरा गर्यौँ, होइन, अब why sexism in song is wrong अनि हामी के हो भनेर, होइन. But then it's not like हामी as individuals कहिले नि यो गीतमा ननाचेको, हामीले नसुनेको त्यस्तो पनि होइन नि त, होइन. Of course हाम्रो share of experience हामीसँग छ, and then we have been those people who danced to these songs, enjoyed these songs यति thoroughly, होइन. अनि now that I actually think about it, it's also I think यो चाहिँ हामीले reflection को वेमा पनि लिनुपर्छ कि, किनभने now that we actually think about it, होइन, it's also about हामी कतिको चाहिँ misguided रहेछ कि we do not even give it a second thought, and कति times मा चाहिँ without even realizing the meaning behind the lyrics we just tend to like यो गाउ हुन्छ नि, यो गाउँछु म, यो गाउँछु भनेर के, होइन. अनि I think we've also been on the other end, just हुन्छ नि normally भन्दा नि we've been on the other end, we've हुन्छ नि performed in this song, danced in these songsहरू, होइन. अनि तर it's never too late to grow, किनभने at the end of the day अब आफ्नै मिस्टेक्सहरू रियलाइज गरेर this doesn't make anybody a hypocrite नि त, होइन. It's just about learning, फेरि unlearning this processहरू. अनि I think it's very important कि किनभने हामी यहाँ we're not here in a state of preaching to the individuals, like whoever's looking to this, and हामी यहाँ preach गर्न बसेको होइन नि त, होइन. So of course like let's accept our mistakes. हामीले definitely एउटा पोइन्टमा हुन्छ नि हामीले सेक्स सङ्ग्सहरू सुनेछ, गाएछ होला, but I think it's high time we should also start unlearning it, okay? किनभने as long as we're only seeking changes from higher levels, macro levels मा censorship हुनु पर्यो, viewers discussion हुनु पर्यो. Of course these are essentials, तर also it's important to change हाम्रो आफ्नै सोचाइ and आफ्नै because we are community, हामी society हो नि, हैन. So it's also important to change the society, किनभने that will eventually change the kind of music that musicians eventually produce, singers eventually produce, हैन. So it's also very important to do that. Okay, so any share of your experience, maybe? regarding this?
So मेरो personal experience को बारेमा कुरा गर्नु पर्दाखेरि चाहिँ, now that we've talked so much about this, I realize the songs that we've been listening to, the songs that we dance to and enjoyed so much, double like once like it hits us and we realize how the lyrics have been shaping our perspective of how we look at things, how we look at women, and how it's like a triggering factor to so many of the other audiences. It has made me, like question things that maybe I didn't question about, and I enjoyed it. Okay, because of course, like like I said earlier, we have become so accustomed to your sexism in disguise that we're so desensitized to it already. Okay, that is why we do not even question it. We accept it as it is. So I think once we internalize things and once we realize these songs or these kind of entertainment might not be that of a good thing for a society in general, maybe it's really important for us to like look into it and question our sense of narrative of how we look at things. It's really important to question that, okay? Because there is like a high demand, it's going to be a high supply rate. Okay, that is why it's in our personal obligation and it's in our moral ethic that we decode or deduce what is right or what is wrong. But it completely depends on us, because until and unless I realize this, it's not like it's not like it's something that we can work on it in a day or two. Because like even though like these songs, if they play somewhere, then I start moving, and then like, oh my god, like it hits me. I I listen to the song more than I like have my grooves and then I realize, oh my god, like I should not be doing this, I should not be promoting this. It does not make sense with my moral ethics. So it's not only about we're not trying to do anything here, we're not trying to radicalize things saying that okay, like such musics and such source of entertainment should be banned or it should not be there. Okay, like these things, they're existent, they are there, but it depends on us, like how we take these things. We really need to work on it. Just like you said, it's about learning, unlearning, and relearning. Okay, doesn't make you a hypocrite, doesn't make you anything less of a human or more of a human or anything as such. It's just about like it's just about awareness. And it's really important because like given the negative impacts such as like I talked about earlier, your body image and self-esteem issues, or when everything that is does to a greater audiences, massive people, I think it's really important that we realize how not good of a thing this is. And maybe like eventually, before this becomes a very hyped up problem, before this causes chulo level ma problems like rape and other committed crimes, it's really important we talk about it right now from here, naked, because this is our chance. And if we lose this chance, then maybe like because a song triggered someone, a song triggered someone in a bad sense, like just like you're a breakup as I was listening to this song, Love the Way You Lie. I had a recent breakup and I was listening to this song, Love the Way You Lie, and I felt like, okay, that the person that with whom I broke up with is like I need to do something about it. And then like I just have this thought, or like this triggering thought that I need to do something about my partner, and I go and like I commit a crime that is like not even acceptable, or that should not have even happened in the first place. Okay? So this is our time, we can save things, so we should really act on it. Just that's Alexa, it's about acting on things right now rather than waiting in the near future. Just that's Alexa. So what do you think about it?
Yes, of course, I highly agree to that. And I also believe that if we try to prevent it, later on गएर त्यसको effect amplification चाहिँ अलिक कम हुँदै जान्छ हैन. अनि eventually गएर चाहिँ maybe also यस्तो हो के नेपालको music industry, movie industry हैन, फस्टाइरहेको industry, but a very tiny, very small industry, because things are changing. Movie patterns, music patterns, things are changing. So considering it's a really small industry, if we as consumers and if we take certain measures, so like maybe sexism or movie be it by calling out, be it by at least sharing this with our friends. I think certain changes are possible. And we must take this हाम्रो बेनिफिट्समा that हाम्रो industry is compared to the Bollywood or the Hollywood industry सानै छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ हामीले आफ्नो एडभान्टेजमा चाहिँ लिनुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ हैन. So on that note, it was a wonderful conversation, very insightful. We like long overdue. We always wanted to have this conversation, and we're finally able to bring this in front of you. Thank you so much for watching this. So before we end this, we're going to talk about the sexiest moment of the week. So the sexiest moment of the week is, we're going to talk about one moment in the past week. It was amazing or inspiring or very badass moment or the very sexist moment, सबसे sexist moment of the week. So we can include anything in this. So I'll ask Smriti to share the sexiest moment.
Darshana, we really had a very wonderful conversation, I guess. It was ekdamai insightful, and I really hope that this conversation like leads to next level of other different kinds of conversation. And talking about my amazing moment this week, which of course is not many because of the lockdown that's happening. I think it would be, like being able to start this podcast thing would be an amazing moment. Like despite every kind of other difficulty that is there, be it our technical difficulty or like any sort of difficulty that it's there, like working on it and doing it to this much of like bringing it to this much, I think really means ekdamai धेरै to me, and I'm so grateful for that and I appreciate that very, very much. So I think that would be my amazing moment. So yes, what about you?
So thank you so much for sharing. Mayor, like you say, I had a list of things planned up. Sexist moment of the week once because there were a lot of sexist things that happened over the week. Everyday sexism real details but I'll have to say Mayor, like you say, as a video record about 4 days before Jazz production video it's called Sonibar Unilai, and it's sort of just giving a reflection on the video. It's a very personal, मेरो opinion it's not like I'm trying to influence everybody into thinking but I think the sad part about the video was very gender stereotyping. एकदमै हुन्छ नि घर चाहिँ महिला गृहस्थीहरूले नै सम्हाल्नु पर्छ भन्ने आइडियामा बनेको भिडियो. 6 days a week just खटेर काम गर्नुस्, यो गर्नुस् हुन्छ नि. मेरो हस्बेन्डले यहाँबाट पत्रिका मागे पत्रिका दिने, यहाँबाट चिया मागे चिया दिने, यहाँबाट खाना मागे खाना दिनुपर्ने, तर एक दिन शनिबारको दिन चाहिँ उनीलाई छुट्टी दिउँ भन्ने बेसिक आइडियोलोजी के. अनि मलाई चाहिँ एकदमै स्टिरियोटाइपिङ लाग्यो, एकदमै ट्रेडिसनल हुन्छ नि, एकदमै बाउन्डिङ खाले लाग्यो हैन. अनि अल्सो but a good part about it was that I loved the comment section. Just to see young boys and girls out there in the comment section asking that Jazz production to just remove the video. I know I'm a message. And I think somehow when you try too much, it just sort of fails. Maybe because we are the other the whole idea of giving respect गर्ने, घरको कामलाई पनि रेस्पेक्ट गरौँ हैन, होम मेकर्सहरुलाई रेस्पेक्ट गर्नु भन्ने आइडियामा देखाउँदै पनि हुन्छ नि अब यो एक दिन चाहिँ महिलालाई अब हप्ताको 6 दिन चाहिँ पुरुषलाई भन्ने खालको मेसेज चाहिँ आयो के. सो त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ इट सोर्ट अफ वेन्ट आउट टु बी अलिकति सेक्सिस्ट, अलिकति भन्दा नि अलि धेरै नै सेक्सिस्ट मेरो पर्सनल ओपिनियनमा चाहिँ. सो त्यो चाहिँ मेरो लागि त सेक्सिस्ट मोमेन्ट अफ द वीक थियो हैन. सो या that's that. And we've now come to the end of the episode. Any last words, Smriti?
So I hope everyone of you like stay safe and take care of yourself, because this is such an unfortunate time for every one of us. And of course, like we have this power in us to make a difference, because if we take care of ourselves, we're taking care of every individual that is like near to us, like our family, our friends, and everyone around us. So please like take care of yourself and stay safe, stay inside, because staying inside and taking care of yourself is a privilege that we have in these like like times of uncertainty. That is why take care and stay safe.
Okay, so like Smriti said, one person can make a huge difference, whether it's beating COVID or beating the sexism, patriarchy, anything. So let's keep this going. Let's keep these Chiagovs going. Do not ever underestimate Chiagovs. Never say no to Chiagovs. So let's just strike conversations, initiate conversations. And if you liked Aziko video, say, or if you have any suggestions to give, or if you have any your viewpoints to put forward, please mention them in the comment section below. We had a really fun time having this conversation, and we're really also expecting to like keep on with these conversations going on in future or episodes. Like to keep on with this conversation and not let this die. So if you really have anything to say about this or any discussions to bring forward, please mention them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this video. We love you guys, and we'll see you around in other episodes. Bye.